In my last video, we went through all of the raw Pokemon cards that I'm trying to invest in March 2024. The video before that, we did all the sealed Pokemon products that I'm trying to invest in March 2024. And now today, we are going to go through all the graded cards that I'm trying to invest in March 2024. And same thing, I'm not going to tell you guys to buy anything or invest into anything that I am not personally buying. So next month, when we make this video again for April, I will show you what I invested in March, with the sealed products, the raw Pokemon cards, and the graded cards. Let's get started. Alright, we are going to start off with some Sword and Shield alternate arts, of course. Now, in my opinion, when you're looking at getting graded cards, especially modern cards, you really got to think of the Pokemon and their history. Now, Empoleon really, in my opinion, has not gotten the best cards. Has not gotten a lot of love. So, this is one of the best Empoleon cards you can even get. So in a Gem Mint 10, and it's a starter. I think the cheapest on eBay was $77. I did not do sold prices, so you for sure can get these a little cheaper. I just did what was available now, all on eBay. So like I said, beautiful card, starter Pokemon, not that many Empoleon cards, and it's an alternate art, so you know it's hard to pull. Next on the list, the Unknown. And now that we're getting, they just showed the Unknown symbols in the Pokemon Presents. So finally we're going to be getting some love for these guys. I honestly love Unknown. I love catching them. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I just love it. $65, which is kind of crazy. This card was, I think, $90 or maybe even $100 when it first came out. And if you're thinking you could just use the list that I made with all the raw cards to just get them in PSA 10, you can, but some of the cards just have premiums. Like, they're actually really affordable raw, but then you'd think they'd be like, $80, $90 in a PSA 10, and then they're like $180. So it doesn't really work like that. Some they do, and some they don't. Next on the list, the Beedrill. I love Beedrill. I had some person in the comments kept arguing me because I said Beedrill is I literally said a pretty popular Pokemon in Gen 1. And they just kept arguing me about it. In my opinion, this is the best Beedrill card we've ever gotten. I know we got a couple Mega cards and stuff like that, but this Beedrill is beautiful. I love that you actually see a bunch of them. Love the scene, everything about it. Beautiful. And it's for $64.99. It's a good deal. That's a lot of these cards. I wanted to put, $3, $4, $5, $1,000 cards on here, but it's so risky to buy cards that are, hundreds and hundreds of dollars right now, because you just never really know, especially with Modern. So buying these cards at their lowest, you're never really gonna lose a ton of money. Like, I could maybe see this card being a $55 card, but I mean, you can get it right now, $70 shipped. Gen 1, beautiful card. Alright. Now, these black and gold cards, super undervalued. I know a lot of them are like $2 to like $8. But $35 are best offer. The Rayquaza, one of the best ones. Black and gold. Beautiful card. They got the Pikachu. They got a ton of these. Urshifu, Calyrex. I think it would be really, really affordable to get every one in a PSA 10. So when I put some of these cards on this list, I can't make the list. I mean, this list is already pretty big. Like I said, I can make a list with hundreds of cards. So when I put one card up, you can kind of get the rest also. So the other black and gold cards all are really cheap in the PSA 10. This is just one of the best ones, and it's only $35 or best offer. I bet I could get this card for $27 shipped. And they're not the hardest card to pull, but they are cool looking cards and pretty unique. Next, Celebrations Blastoise. Now, the Charizard, of course, has a premium. But if you think about it, the Blastoise and Venusaur, there really isn't that many reprints of these guys, to where this is a really nice card. Like, I know there's reprints, of course, but not as many as Charizard. And for $43 shipped, free shipping, these cards, I mean, they're not super hard to pull, but again, they're not the easiest cards to pull. You get pretty excited. And we're talking starter. Same with the Venusaur, $35. Venusaur always gets the short end of the stick. Drives me nuts. But $35 shipped, I mean, You could probably even message the guy asking for 30 or just watch it. It's a big tip too. If you watch something on eBay, a lot of times as an eBay seller, you kind of like, you'll see that and you can just send them offers. So a lot of times, if something's $35 or buy it now or whatever it is, watch it. You might get an offer the next day, you know, where he wants to sell it to you for 10% off or whatever it is. So I wanted to put the Charizard on here, but it's just too expensive. And honestly, all the other cards, if you like any other cards in Celebrations, they're all really affordable in a PSA 10. So, and if you think about it, it is history. I think it's a decent pickup. And these would display beautifully anywhere. Alright, we're getting into some newer cards here. Now, I really am against buying anything for like the first year of a set. You know, of course, buy some few boxes to open for fun, you know, test your luck. And then really wait as long as you can on singles unless it gets to the absolute bottom, a few dollars or whatever it is. But $30 for this card, I really think these cards are going to start going up in price. $30 for a special illustration rare starter Pokemon. Crazy. And the rest are all pretty affordable too. Right around there. So, I mean, you can definitely pull the trigger on some of these special illustration rare PSA 10s. But be picky. I would really stick to just Scarlet and Violet and Paldea Evolved. And then if you feel like the little random ones that are only worth a few bucks raw, then of course you can pull the trigger on those. But anything else, Paradox Rift, wait a little bit on still. It's coming up soon. And then like 151, that stuff still has a premium. I said that months ago that's going to hold strong, and it has. So, I don't know. Definitely stick to Scarlet and Violet and Paldea Evolved so far. Love this card. Love all the starters. The legendaries also. Next, we got some Crown Zenith. Honestly, some of the best arts we've gotten for Raikou, Entei, Suicune. Love these guys. And I personally have seen these cards sell for like... I've seen Raikou sell for $50. Free shipping. No best offers, just $50 someone bought it right away. So, the Raikou V, the Suicune, which is the most expensive and should be because it is the most beautiful and she's the best. Next, of course, the Entei. This is actually my least favorite, and as you can tell, a lot of other people, $40 their best offer. It's crazy. This card was well over $40 when it came out. So, I mean, you can get this card for probably $30, $35. But I think this would display really nice. You know, you get all three. You got to think, too, when we're talking about investing, I always say this, I'm going to say it almost every video, we're fans first, collectors second, investors third. If you're invested in a Pokemon, you really should be a fan. And you're getting stuff like this. You want to display this stuff. This is beautiful. If you are a fan of Entei, Raikou, and Suicune, definitely pick these up. Such good arts. Next on the list, the Pikachu from Crown Zenith. This is an awesome art. So many Pokemon in there. This card's textured. It's the secret rare. It's not the hardest to pull, but awesome card. 36 we can get it shipped for $41. Was the cheapest I could find on eBay. And again, these are not sold prices. I guarantee you, if you hunt, you know, message people, send offers, whatever it is, you can find these things a little cheaper. But big fan of this Pikachu. And I almost put the gold cards on here, but they still have a little bit premium. I think you can get the Dialga and Palkia for like $80, $90. And then the Giratina and Arceus are well in the hundreds. But I think those will come down a little bit more. Getting into some older cards. This is Stained Glass Birds. This is the promo that you get in the Hidden Fates ETB. Love this card so much. It's just super unique. And I think, in my opinion, it's one of the best promos we've ever gotten. And Hidden Fates ETBs, I don't think we're going to get any more reprints. They're just going to keep ticking up. So I think it's like at $180 maybe, something like that, to get it. So not many people are cracking them, especially the prices on Hidden Fates. The singles are rough. They are not holding strong, which is disappointing because there's so many good cards in the set. Before I go any further, I wanted to mention I did start an Instagram. I got the link in my description. Definitely check that out. I'm showing every single card that I own. Beautiful pictures. You do not want to miss out. Next, we got more tag teams. Now, these are just the promos, so you don't really have to pull these. And to be honest, those tins were really, really good at keeping the promos in there nicely, so they're not super, super hard to grade, but you can't deny these arts. So 76, I mean, you get a ship for $81, $82. Like I said, you can get it cheaper. Such a good art. And I could see this card being a $150 card down the road, because even just the reprint tins are $100. So, and not many people are cracking those. And the actual old tins that actually have the team-up packs, nobody's cracking those. Those tins are, you know, if they know there's team-ups in there, they ain't opening it. Another hidden face card, I should have put that by the other one. But I think this is one of the best Rainbow Rares ever. Like, argue me. This is beautiful. We got all three of the original birds. I know this card is pretty easy to pull, so I guarantee you can work with some people. I just love this card. It's just beautiful. Next, the tag team. Now, what I am personally trying to get, I'm trying to get some of these tag team Black Star promos. Almost every card on this list I would buy right now, because I don't have a lot of graded cards. I really was waiting, and I think this is a good time to get integrated cards. Everything's kind of bottoming out. So these tag teams, like that Beedrill, I'm for sure getting that in a PSA 10. I almost want to get multiple copies of it. I wanted to add the Celebi too, alt art, but that was still pretty expensive. I was kind of shocked for how cheap the single is. And same with these tag team promos. I do already own these cards, but I'd love to get my favorite ones in a PSA 10. We got some more shinies. Honestly, all of the full arts from Hidden Fates are sub $100. Not all, but a lot of them are sub $100 now, and even sub $50. I've always been a big fan of this Ho-Oh card, and for $44 or best offer, it's just crazy. You could definitely start picking these up. I mean, you can get the Mewtwo in a Gem Mint 10 for $100. Don't know if that's the cheapest, but you could definitely start picking these up. I know a lot of people are big fans of these shiny full arts, and I get it. I am too. This is probably the most fun I've ever had opening a set besides Crown Zenith. So, totally get it. Next, we got a little bit older Shining cards. And, I mean, a Shining Legends ETB goes for about $250, almost $300 now. So, for $45 for a card you like actually have to pull, you're getting a nice Shiny Genesect. Now, again, I would recommend picking some of these up if you are personally fans of these specific Pokemon. If you're just trying to buy a bunch of graded cards to, you know, just resell, I don't know. Some of these would do good, but some of these, they're just going to be slowly moving up, I think. The next one I really want, Shiny Jirachi. I think this is one of the best arts in the set. So cute. And honestly, I love these Shining cards a lot more than the new Shiny cards we get, like the baby Shinies. These just have a little more character. And for $70 or best offer, you can't go wrong. Alright, we got a few left. The Shiny Arceus, $74, PSA 10. It's an Arceus card. Beautiful. They also do have a lot of awesome promos for this set. Right here, the Shining Ho-Oh. This is a promo, but the box price to open this is very expensive. I'm a big Ho-Oh fan. I feel like he does not get enough love. It's all Lugia, which I do love Lugia, one of my favorite Pokemon, but Ho-Oh, I don't know. When you see Ho-Oh in the beginning of the actual Pokemon show, you know, when we're getting Gen 1 and it's a Gen 2 Legendary, it's just mind-blowing, and I don't know. I just love it. So, alright, last on the list. Now, I did want to add a ton of vintage, but it's tough to recommend buying vintage at these prices. You know, we're talking hundreds of dollars. I'm going to try to do more research. I'm going to try to find the absolute cheapest entry point to get into actually PSA 10 vintage. It's just tough. Even an unlimited holo from like Fossil or Jungle in a PSA 10 is pretty expensive. It's hundreds of dollars, which is crazy because I was in Pokemon way before the boom. I've actually never stopped collecting Pokemon. I've always played every single game, and I always watched the shows. I played in tournaments for 10 years straight. I haven't in the last few years because I've been so busy. and I live kind of far away from my shop now, but it's so crazy how expensive these unlimited vintage cards are. I'm telling you, these cards were so cheap. Like, I remember picking up unlimited vintage holos for like $5, $10, all near mint. I mean, my first edition Lugia I got for $60 in like 2015. So, yeah, I've been in it a very, very long time. I've just always been a raw card collector because, in my opinion, like I said, I'm a fan first. That's the best way to collect Pokemon, especially these newer cards with the texture. That's why I'm iffy on getting a lot of newer cards in PSA 10s. I love pulling them out and feeling the texture. That's why I like having the raw and the PSA 10. But any card on this list, I think, is a great buy right now. And Shiny Rayquaza right here is one of the best cards in all of Shiny Legends. And it's finally getting to that $100 mark. I just feel like Shiny Legends does not get a lot of love. And I know it's not alternate arts, but I mean, we had alternate arts on the list. I was just trying to have a little bit of variety and a little bit older. I mean, this stuff is 2017, so not super old, but we're talking 7 years old now. So, but honestly, I could have made a list of 100 cards. There are so many awesome cards, and it's just such a good time right now to invest into Pokemon, sealed, raw, graded, everything. There's just some stuff that has that premium that's hot right now. That's the stuff I would probably stay away from. Every once in a while you'll get lucky and you'll buy something when it's pretty high and it just goes higher. A lot of people did that with the Latios and Latias. I mean, I remember people buying that card at like $300 in a PSA 10, and I'm like, it's a pretty expensive card. And now look at it. So you never really know. There are those special cards. So if you get a feeling about a special card, yeah, trust your gut. So yeah, that is the list for March 2024. So we did sealed Pokemon products, raw Pokemon cards, and graded Pokemon cards. So next month for April, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to have a ton of new cards, a bunch of new products, and I'm going to actually show you what I invested in March 2024. We just had a baby, so I can't go crazy investing, but if you can just get a couple things or even one thing off each one of these lists, your collection or your investments are just going to just slowly start growing. It's going to be nice. So I want you guys to use this as just kind of a guide, because the monthly goals, it helps so much. It helps you to just stay on track. And in my opinion, my channel is a little more geared towards the newer investor and people who are actual true fans that want to get a little bit of everything, that don't just want, hundreds of sealed cases of stuff and just never enjoy it really. Because sealed cases are really nice for investing, but to be honest, it's the most boring thing you can buy for a collector or a fan. It kind of sucks to look at. It's just a brown box. So, I don't know. If you can get a couple graded cards, a couple raw cards, a couple sealed products every single month and add to your investments, your collection, I think you're doing great. So if you guys like this video, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell. My name is Pokebeard. If you'd like to support, you can become a member. You can check out my eBay store. Like I said before, I now started an Instagram if you want to see all my Pokemon cards. But otherwise, I want you guys to have a great day. And if you want to see the raw Pokemon cards that I made the list for March, you can check it out right here. Otherwise, we'll see you later.